Welcome to the official YouTube page of Everest IAS Academy. So today we are going to discuss February 22, 2020 Hindi newspaper analysis from the UPSC Prelims 2020 point of view. So the first article which came in the headlines is Pakistan retained on grey list of anti-terror financing watchdog. So basically friends, this article we have discussed 2 days back only. So we already told the informal messages which we got through the FATF, that Financial Action Task Force meeting. From that only it has been confirmed that Pakistan has been retained on the grey list. But now the official information that report has came into the public domain. So and it is confirmed now they have been retained. Pakistan has been retained in the grey list only, and they have not been upgraded to the black list. So one more thing is friends, this FATF is an intergovernmental organization started in 1989 only. So as of now there are 39 member countries and its headquarters is located in Paris. So it is a body which is responsible for combating money laundering and terrorist related financing in the international arena. So that's the object of this body. That's why they have taken action in the previous year regarding Pakistan by putting them under in the 2018 only they have been put under the grey list. But under that they have been given 27 action plans friends, and as of now they have completed only 14 action plans. So due to the incompletion now, like the FATF recent meeting, they have actually refused to upgrade to the black list. Reason is because it may turn into be a counterproductive measure, because we cannot then ask the Pakistan to go and take some actions on the terrorism related financing measures. So the international bodies now, what this FATF body has concluded is that by keeping them again on the grey list, they wanted to give enough pressure so that they will actually take measures regarding this terrorism related financing things. So in addition to that friends, what are the major objectives this FATF has asked the Pakistan to do means, they have asked them mainly to freeze, first of all identify and investigate the terrorism related financing activities which are happening in the country, in which banking channel and who are the persons associated with. Then they have to designate a terrorist, they have to actually freeze the funds for them so that they will not be divide off all these funds which are happening for terrorist activities. So in addition to that, it has this UN body also actually like it has specified a particular designated terrorist groups like Taliban, Al-Qaeda, Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed groups. So it is asking this FATF asking them again to take action regarding these terrorist organizations financing measures. So next article is new solar park to come up in Rajasthan Jaisalmer region. So basically friends, this has one geographical reason why this Rajasthan they are actually opening this solar park scheme. So as we have studied in geography, our Tropic of Cancer, it is this Jaisalmer is area which is located very near to the Tropic of Cancer. So in addition to that friends, we know in the world only, if you see based upon the latitude longitudes, basically the 23-degree latitude north and between 23-degree south of equator. So these two areas between Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn is considered to be the world's highest potential ground for this especially solar energy and renewable energy resources. In that, solar energy plays a crucial role. So that is why friends, in Rajasthan they are actually, our government is soon planning to convert them into a top destination for renewable energy. For that only a proposal has come. Now the state government is planning to attract an investment for 4,000 crore and a 925 megawatt solar park will be opened in the Rajasthan Jaisalmer district. So that's what this article is discussing. But what that state minister of Rajasthan, what he has especially emphasized is that regarding the solar energy, only area where we are deficit or where we are importing on a large scale is mainly in hydrocarbon and lithium batteries. Lithium batteries we have already discussed much in detail. It works on the principle of rechargeable battery system. So basically friends, this rechargeable battery, basically since we are importing from other countries, we are actually like the import cost is considered to be costlier and it increases the solar energy generation in our country. So the minister has emphasized to go for better research and development and capacity development in developing this solar energy, especially battery technologies. In the meantime, the state government in Rajasthan is also promoting rooftop solar capacity also. So by all these friends, it is planning to convert into a Rajasthan top destination for solar energy. Next article is Tamil Nadu may get 4 major textile parks. This textile parks as a concept we have already discussed friends. So as part of that, the state has to minimum allot 1,000 to 1,200 acres So basically to that this amount of land has to be given to the central government. Now what it will do means it will actually create a basically industrial hub like region. A full vertical integration will be done. So by vertical integration what we mean is that for the textile parks basically they will be provided with basic raw materials like cotton, and skilled laborers will be located near to these arenas only, near the textile parks, and all the major industrial technological related infrastructure parks and research and development capacity will be developed in the same arena only. So here only packaging, labeling and everything will be done, and it will be connected to the nearest ports and highways of the country also. Thereby by these mega textile parks, our government is planning to convert India into a export destination for especially textile related products. So in addition to that, in these particular textile related parks, the government will give priority to women, especially women will be preferred for employment. In addition to that, skill development will be given freely by the central government as part of the program. So the government's objective, it will also like boost the employment generation in the country. That is also one of the idea behind developing this major textile parks. So as part of that, that's what this article is discussing. So soon in Tamil Nadu they are going to develop one big mega textile park. So this textile park will be located in Coimbatore, friends, and also in Salem. But with respect to technical textile parks, they are actually planning to open mainly in Coimbatore. So as we have discussed, the technical textiles refers to those textiles which are used for non-aesthetic purposes, majorly in industrial applications. Next is the editorial article, forging a new India-US modus operandi. So basically friends, our Trump is going to visit India this week only on February 25 and 26. As part of that, this article is discussing what are the prospects we are having in the recent visit and what are the prospects we have in other front also is discussing much in detail. So basically friends, India, although like in the recent visit we cannot expect even a mini trade deal also because of India's cancellation of GSP status by USA, as well as by classifying India into developing country to developed country status. All this has upsetted India on a major scale. But so in the meantime we are unable to actually conclude even a mini trade deal also as part of this coming visit. But what this particular author is saying is that India cannot also move away from US because US is needed by India in almost all matters because it is a superpower and India needs the superpower support basically in the maritime arena for creating a rules based order and freedom of navigation in Indo-Pacific region, where China is now trying to maintain its hegemony and it is obstructing the freedom of navigation in the Indian Ocean region. So for that purpose we need the US support. In addition to that, this author is saying US is also needed for India mainly in like partnershiping and developing cutting edge technologies and fighting against terrorism and creating stability in the Indian Ocean naval regions. So for all these purposes US is very mandatory and the relationship has to be improved. That's what this author is saying, friends. In addition to that, regarding the positive measures whatever after Trump, India signed some of the major positive initiatives and some progress has also happened across various arenas that this author has listed. One is that we have signed the foundational military agreement, which we have discussed in our previous videos also, the 4 foundational agreements, military agreements. So under that, the final thing which we have signed is that sharing even the military related communication equipment technologies will be shared. And in addition to that, US also changed the export control laws and it has actually enabled India to be in the privileged category also. So for that we can actually go for military related technological goods can be exported, defense technology, and even now actually like 2+2 meeting is happening. Like now this 2+2 meeting we are having with Japan. After that we are having only with US. That is, in this meeting foreign and defense ministers will come and sit together and they will have a dialogue. So in addition to that, friends, India and China, they have like India and USA, they are also having a tri-service like Army, Navy and Air Force. 3 trilateral military exercise they are also having after Trump came into being. In addition, we have signed industrial security annex between India and USA, where private defense industries will be included. So for better collaboration of defense technologies and imports also. So by all these measures, this author is saying we need US support in the main term. Next article is discussing about litmus test for a judicial cleanup order. This article is discussing about the criminal antecedents recent judgment given by the Supreme Court. This article we have already discussed much in detail. So the initial actually action has been taken by the Supreme Court in 2002 to 2003 only, friends. That time only it has given a direction by asking all the political candidates to publish their criminal antecedents. But for a longer time they actually didn't do it on a larger scale. In 2018, Supreme Court again interfered based upon a petition and asked them to actually like enable this whatever criminal cases what they are having. In additional to that, whatever property rights what they are having, it has to be published in the like local newspapers, also in the like whenever they are filing the affidavit with the Election Commission of India, that time also they have to publish. This also they didn't follow. Now in the recent petition which has been given by the Supreme Court, they have actually told very clearly, hereafter the political parties, if they are not following this order, means they will be actually facing a contempt petition soon. So by this order, actually it has asked the political parties to first, whenever they are actually going for a nomination of a candidate, it asked them to give the reason hereafter. Suppose if they are choosing a criminal candidate who is having criminal cases, means then this particular political party who is actually preferring a criminal over a meritorious candidate has to give the reason, rather than saying that if I choose this particular candidate, he has more chances of winning. That should not be the explanation. Supreme Court has made it very clear. Hereafter, the political party, apart from winnability criteria, it has to explain the merits of that criminal candidates, then only it will be accepted. So this will be reasons will be justified by Supreme Court. So in addition to that, friends, it has asked all the political parties, especially hereafter, to publish the criminal antecedents, the case file number, and the reason why they were charged in that particular offense, not only in local newspapers but in all languages also, and they have to publish in their actually social media platforms also. So by this, the public will be aware when they select the particular candidate, because as of now in the country, if you see, friends, in the Lok Sabha, 43% of the MPs have criminal track records. That's why this judgment is going to play a crucial role, and for that only this article is written. So they are discussing all these measures whatever we have discussed. So in addition to that, friends, what the political parties actually, what they are saying is that most of the cases, what happens is that as of now, the 43% cases MPs have criminal antecedents, most of them has been filed by the political opponents only. And in one more thing is that during section 144 breach also, a lot of cases are filed, even upon social activists also, who can be considered criminal. So this by political opponents, this kind of vindictive politics can actually make them, these MPs, to face a lot of criminal cases also. That's why we are actually not following this particular order, they have said. But hereafter, whatever be the case, they have to actually control the money power and muscle power. That's what the Supreme Court has made it very clear, and this author is also saying that only. Because still now, basically, with the help of money power, these political parties have influenced the elections in the name of freebies, and even in the name of giving actually money to votes. So electoral corruption is happening in the country, and even muscle power is also happening. Previously, actually, political parties used to have the support of your Don, and thereby they win the elections. But now what happens is that a change has happened, whereby the Don itself, they are coming and actually standing for the elections. This is also the reason the Election Commission also said there is an increase in criminal into politics in the Indian electoral politics. So as per now, till now, if you see, friends, in case of India, the Supreme Court only actually reformed the electoral process in the country. Most of the electoral reforms, all the actions, initiatives has been taken only by the through the help of Supreme Court only. That's why this author is very much criticizing, and he is noting the final order which was given in for that note option also. None of the above option also introduced by Supreme Court only. And one more thing is that in 2013 there was a famous case, Lily Thomas versus Union of India case. That time also Supreme Court actually said that any person who is convicted of any offense of more than 2 years, so he will be disqualified to contest in the election for next 6 years. So this is actually one of the criteria which has been actually introduced by Supreme Court only in order to avoid the criminals into political system. So next article is group of ministers meet, discusses especially Juvenile Justice Act. Juvenile Justice Act as a concept, this was first introduced in 2000 only, and thereafter, after the Nirbhaya Delhi rape case which happened in 2012, this Nirbhaya rape case, after that actually, because that time during the Nirbhaya gang rape only, friends, lot of actually minors were involved in that particular especially gang rape. So that time there was a wider public actually pressure which was forced upon the government to include especially juveniles. Juveniles means those who are considered to be less than 18 years that time actually. So in even that child has to be punished under that particular juvenile justice law. That time that was the demand, and that was actually accepted also. So as of now juveniles has been classified into two categories. One is the juveniles who are between 16 to 18 years. So if they do any heinous crimes like gang rape, like those kind of rape issues, means he can be actually like treated as a adult. These amendments they have included in 2015 also. There are some other amendments they have done under that. So basically they have actually introduced the penalty, imprisonment and rehabilitation also as a criteria, and the procedure how it has to be practiced, because the children who are committing, especially within the ages 16 to 18, they have appointed two boards, friends. One is the Juvenile Justice Board, second one is that Child Welfare Board. Suppose a person is committing less than 18 years of age, means first he will be sent to the Juvenile Justice Board only, and it will do a preliminary inquiry. Under that only they will make a decision whether the particular child will be juvenile will be sent to the rehabilitation center, or he can be treated as an adult and criminal cases can be filed under him. Suppose if he is treated as a rehabilitation center, means then he will be sent to the Child Welfare Committee, and this will provide the necessary care and protection. Under the juvenile justice this law only, that time we have also included some of the adaptive measures also. So the person's parents can go and adopt the children, means so what are the procedures they have to follow, that also they have included during that time only. So as of now, if you see, friends, juveniles between the age of 16 to 18, they will be treated as adults only in heinous cases like gang rape cases, and any person between 16 to 18 years, if it is committing less serious crimes, means and then he will be punished only when he crosses the age of 21 years, and that time suppose anybody is filing a case, only then criminal offense can be filed. So this is the current law which you are having, and the ministries recently group of ministers meet happened regarding this in order to go for some other amendments also, because now various experts are having differing views, because they are actually skeptical of treating the juveniles as adults, because what they are saying is that by giving this relaxation, by sending them to the rehabilitation center, it will not act as a deterrent or reduction in any juveniles committing heinous crimes. In addition to that, if the reformative approach, also some experts are saying, like if we send to the rehabilitation centers, that reformative approach will make them to go and repeat the offenses also. So these are the problem we are having. But in the international arena, you see, India is actually a member of United Nations Convention on Rights to Child, and which treats any child below the age of 18 years, they have to be treated as a children only. So but India has actually reclassified under two categories, 16 to 18 years of the age, and those who are less than that age of age. So this is actually creating a complication in the international whatever convention we have signed also. Next article is Assam's NRC authority seeks details on ineligible persons. Friends, this NRC as a concept first we will study, and then we will come and discuss that particular article. This NRC exercise was first prepared in 1951 only, soon after the independence was completed. So that time we have prepared a list of registry of citizens in the country, especially in the state of Assam only we have conducted this NRC exercise first time in our country. As part of a census exercise we have done that. That time what happened, after that in 1971 actually we had a Pakistan Bangladesh war which was happened. During that time actually during the liberation struggle of Bangladesh, East Pakistan, they say, that time actually lot of illegal migrants, so from Bangladesh they went and settled in, especially as illegal migrants, in the state of Assam, and they even actually they went and occupied they entered the electoral rolls also, and what the indigenous people are saying, they actually take away the rights of them also, and affected the employment pattern, and resource crunch also happened. That's what these people allege, especially the indigenous people of Assam. So various protests happened, because this war which was happening during the previous time from 1966-71 only, lot of infiltrants came into India, and even after 71 also for some years lot of infiltrants came. So that time actually people protested on a large scale in the state of Assam, and actually due to the successful All Assam Students Union, that agitation in 1985 when Assam Accord was actually signed, so that actually went for a signing, actually a cut-off date. That cut-off date is March 25, 1971. So those who are actually entered India before the date, especially up to midnight of March 24, 1971, so and those who don't have the proper documents, they will be treated as actually foreigners, and they will face deportation. So as part of that, friends, actually the Supreme Court has also given various judgments. So as part of that exercise only, last year only in 2019, based upon Supreme Court's judgment, in the state of Assam, this NRC exercise has been conducted, and nearly, friends, in the final phase, 41 lakh actually people has been identified as illegal migrants in the state of Assam. And now they are actually facing conflict confusion whether they are like they will be moved out of the country or whether they will be placed in the detention centers. And the state government of Assam has given them the one opportunity to prove their especially citizenship before the NRC authority. For that only we have a separate foreigners tribunal. So these people has to go and approach the foreigners tribunal and they have to submit the documents, and this foreigners tribunal is established under the Illegal Migrants Determination of Tribunal Act 1983. And once here they have been like successfully submitting the documents means then no problem, otherwise they will be declared as illegal migrants or foreigners and they will be sent to the detention centers and or they will be moved out of the country. So this is what the update is till now. But as part of that, what happens is that in the state of Assam, the NRC authority has asked the details of those 41 illegal migrants list actually now. So this is creating a problem. Why? Because in the state of Assam, especially some southern states of southern Assam districts, Kachar, Halikandi and Karimanji, here Muslims actually, especially illegal migrants, are actually predominant population, and they have actually using some malpractices, they have actually included their name in the NRC list. That's what these indigenous people are actually now alleging. So that's what this NRC is now actually verifying all the persons who have been listed under that criteria. So next article is India Maldives agreed to take on terrorism and radicalization. So basically friends, we have to understand for the preliminary examination they can ask recently an agreement has been signed on counter terrorism or drug trafficking or counter radicalization and organized crime between which of the countries. That's the maximum way they can ask. So kindly remember it is signed between India and Maldives. Next article is treating medical devices on par with the drugs will raise cost. So basically friends, what happened is that in the recent actually central drugs order, so under that what happened is that apart from medicines, we have treated even medical devices as drugs in our country under the recent drug price control order of 2013. So now what happened is that, so medical devices when they are actually treated as drugs means the problem what will happen, the private companies are saying is that they have to follow a lot of procedures to actually go for importing the medical devices from other country. And in addition to that, in the especially recently introduced budget, we have introduced a 5% health cess, especially on the medical devices which we are importing. So these two measures will actually lead to increase in the price of the medical devices, and it will actually lead to it will cause the reduction in profits, especially for the private hospitals, and in turn patients only will they will only going to suffer. That's what these people have now said to the especially government organization. So as of now, the government what is the rules they have formulated is that up to April 1, 2020, so the order will come into effect. So that thereby these medical devices will be included under the category of drugs, and they will have to follow necessary procedures for getting any medical devices to get imported in the country, and all the procedures will actually lead to increase in the cost of medical devices in the country. Thank you friends, kindly subscribe to our channel. If you have any doubts, please post your doubts in the comment section.